Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so this week we are going over my coming out story. This was in 2013, and I remember I had started talking to this guy through a combination of Facebook and Tumblr, and his name was Jesse. Homecoming was coming up, and I really wanted to go with him. He was out, I was not. Big issue here being, ding ding ding, you guessed it, I was not out. So I was like, wow, okay, something needs to change here. So first off, I decided that it would probably be a good idea to formulate a plan for coming out. What that looked like for me was, first I needed to, be honest with myself. And that is harder than it sounds. For any of you out there that have come out, you understand that. For anyone who might be struggling with needing to come out, or wanting to rather, that's a whole nother ballgame. That's something that you have to do when you're ready. And for me, I decided I was. Let's go back to leading up to how I knew I was gay. My whole life, I didn't really think about it one way or the other, honestly. It's not like there was this huge flashing light that was like, wow, hey, you're gay. It wasn't that simple for me. Just didn't really think about it, I played video games, I read my books, I did my homework, I repeat, I was a good boy. I don't know, I didn't think about boys, I didn't think about girls. But then came middle school. Then came a time when everyone is like, oh hey, did you see that girl? She's so fine. And oh, blah blah blah, locker room talk in gym class. So for me, I felt like, well, what's wrong with me? I would look at a girl, and I still do, as if like a Barbie doll. Like I wanted to be their friend. I wanted to talk with them. I wanted to give them a compliment or hold the door for them. I didn't want to kiss a girl. I didn't want to have sex with a girl. None of that. So personally, it was kind of hard for me to relate to a lot of guys growing up. So I would distance myself. I was really antisocial and shy, and looking back, that's because I didn't know myself. That was really hard, I guess, for, young Ryan to even fathom, talking with people about crushes or things like that when I didn't feel that way. I didn't share that, commonality with people. And so I went through a lot of middle school just feeling really, like weird. I felt like weird, something was wrong with me, but I just kept pushing it down. I kept telling myself, no, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You're totally good. You're good. And so to help reinforce that, I dated a couple of girls through middle school, high school, just a little. Really weaned off in high school, and I was just like, I'm going to be single. I'm going to play my video games. Once again, the video games and books. Books, best friend. And then came a time in everyone's high school when there is a time for homecoming and proms and all that jazz. It just felt awkward, and it felt weird, and it was wrong. All of it. And not because of the girls. The girls that I went with were super sweet, and they were so nice and looked gorgeous. It was a little rough there for a while, and then along comes Jesse. Here's the fun thing. That's a name that knows no gender. So it's kind of like Ryan, I guess. You can be a girl, you can be a boy with that name. So as we're texting, I'm like, cool, anyone would see the name pop on my phone. Oh, who's that? This girl. I was, that was my first time being like, okay, I'm talking to a guy, I'm interested in a guy. I mean, I had a couple of times in like gym class where I would see a guy and like getting undressed, and like literally, if any of you are watching this and we went to high school together, don't flatter yourself, it's not like that. Just like occasionally I would see like a guy and I'm like, damn, what up? Hey, how you doing? But I'm guessing that's how everyone else, like the guys in my locker room, felt about girls. So, then me and Jesse were talking, and around comes this magical day, September 23rd. It's my mom's birthday, and it's not like I planned it to happen on her birthday, but homecoming was coming up. I really wanted to go with him, and so I was like, you know what, Ryan, you're doing it. Today's the day. Ooh, I did it. I walked upstairs. My parents' bedroom is on the top floor of the house we had at the time. And so I walk upstairs, my dad's in the bathroom, and my mom is on the bed. I walk up to her and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I was so nervous. I was just like twitching and shaking. I was like, ugh. And hey, Mom, I have to talk to you. And she was like, okay. I sit down. I don't know how to say this. You know, and she was like, what? Spit it out. Like, that's not, suspense is not her thing. It just kind of makes her mad. Which I was getting scared, you know, because then she's getting mad, and I'm just like, I don't know what to say. So then I was just like, I think I'm gay. And what I meant was, I am gay, but the words that came out were, I think I'm gay. So she just kind of sits there for a second, and she goes, so? I was so relieved. Like, huge weight lifted off my shoulder. To have the person that raises you and loves you be like, wow, you know, so you're still my son, I still love you, nothing's changed here. Why should anything change here? That was huge. It still is. I can't tell you guys enough how much it means to have the support of your loved ones in something like this. But, you know, that's half the battle, right? My mom. Let's go back to the fact where there's still my dad in the bathroom. He heard none of this. Now I'm freaking out because I'm like, cool, told mom, but now we gotta tell dad, right? And so I'm like, can you please tell him? No. Nope, this is you. You gotta tell him. So the door slides open, he comes out of the bathroom. I'm like, having a more panic attack than I thought I would have to tell my father. He's like, what's going on? The words, they couldn't form. I could not speak. So my mom saw this, and bless her soul, she came through. Oh, Bobby, he's gay. Or, you know, I had said, I think I'm gay, so she said, he thinks he's gay. My dad sat there for a second, looking at me, and I genuinely, for a second, was like horrified. All of my breath in my body was gone. I thought my dad hated me, and then, you know, I'm stupid. Obviously, my father loves me, but, you know, in that moment, you're just terrified. So then he said the same thing as her. He's like, so, does this change who you are? Are you still the guy we raised? Do you still have the morals we instill in you? And I was like, yes. Well, nothing's changed in my eyes. He's like, you're still my son. And having both of them react that way, wow. It's more than you can ask for, honestly. And I'm getting like tingly just talking about it, but it's such a loving feeling to know that the people that raised you and, you know, are there for you are actually still going to stand by you. And for a little bit of backstory, I grew up in Louisiana. I was born and raised there for the most part. Super religious, the South. So I was absolutely horrified to talk to them about this. I didn't need to be. They were amazing. They were completely willing to embrace every part of it in me. There it is, my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. You know, there it was. I came out, and it was instantly that breath of relief. It couldn't be more true. You know, I posted about it on Facebook, and that was kind of my way of letting everyone know. It's not like I said, hey guys, I'm gay. I posted something along the lines of loved and accepted. That's how I feel. Vague booking, ooh, yeah, that's what it was. But, you know, cut me some slack. I was in high school and had just come out. So the people I felt genuinely deserved to know, my mom, my dad, my 2 little sisters, I told them that night. Anyone else, you know, if you're close enough to me, I ended up telling you in person. Otherwise, you asked what was going on or you talked to people. Here's the deal, it's high school. Every bit of news or gossip or anything spreads like wildfire. So that's what it did. Within the next 2 days, everyone knew. I couldn't have been more blessed, honestly. The whole high school community was amazing. Embraced me and told me that if anyone messed with me, they had my back. I had the wrestling team telling me this, I had the football team telling me this. Like, people that normally would be, you know, in, you know, movies, coming to the new gay kid and like beating him up or throwing him in a dumpster or locker, or, you know, fucking with him. They weren't. They were there for me. They were willing to stand by me if anyone did try and mess with me. And so that was huge. I really, seriously, I got so lucky there. I wouldn't have had it any other way. It allowed me to, once I was out, I went to homecoming with my first boyfriend. It was it was magical. I mean, the feelings that I felt dancing with a guy and being, you know, just seen by my peers out there dancing and laughing with a guy. I remember, like, literally, I felt like I was like on crack or something the entire night. I couldn't stop smiling. I felt like everything was right with the world and there was nothing that could be said or done to mess with that. So, you know, I was so shy and introverted, but because I didn't accept myself. So how could anyone else, right? After coming out, everyone immediately was like, wow, it's like you're a totally different person. You're not like scared to talk to people now. And so I instantly had all these people warming up to me and welcoming me into their friend groups. So it was kind of magical, honestly, to not only accept myself, but be accepted by everyone. And honestly, the thing is, if someone's not going to accept you, that's fine. You might lose friends. That's very possible. I lost some friends when I came out. But the thing is, they're not really your friends if you're gonna lose them for being yourself and being honest with yourself. I made so many more than I lost. So be honest with yourself, be open with yourself, and don't let anyone stop you from being you. Do, yourself the justice of being free and not feeling like you have to stay in this bubble and keep yourself trapped. But if any of you out there are struggling and you feel like you need someone to talk to, hey, I'm here. Comment below, reach out. I'm more than happy to be a friend or a guideline for you. I'll give any advice if you need it, but honestly, the best advice that I can give right off the bat is just take a breath, tell the people that you think deserve to know your truth. Tell them first, and then the rest of the people, they'll find out, and whatever happens, happens. If someone doesn't accept you, that's fine. It's not up to them to accept you, it's up to you. So that's all I had to say, guys. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Bye!